Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we are putting on our analytical hats, and we're going to dive into the mechanics of a wildly popular Hindi children's nursery rhyme. The whole piece is built around this incredibly infectious phrase, Dudi Dudi Dam Dam. Now at first glance, you might think, oh, it's just a simple kid's song, but as we break down the lyrics today, I think you'll see it's actually a total masterclass in how to capture and keep a toddler's attention. It's all about creating this joyful, rhythmic celebration right in the middle of a forest setting.
So right off the bat, we have to ask, why exactly do kids completely fall in love with this specific, catchy dance beat? I mean, if you have ever watched a toddler become just absolutely mesmerized by a song, and let's be honest, you've probably had that exact same song stuck in your own head for a solid week afterward, you know there is some serious magnetic appeal at work here. The lyrics are built on massive blocks of repetition. The words Dudi Dudi Dam Dam just repeat relentlessly. Now, to an adult, that might seem a bit much, right? A bit looping. But for a child's developing brain, that predictable driving rhythm is exactly what they crave. It gives them this safe, expected framework so they can actually anticipate what's coming next.
All right, let's look at how this song actually kicks off. The opening line is, "Baby wore a hat, monkey played the drum." Or, in the original Hindi, "Baby ne pehna topi, bandar bajaye dholki." You'll notice the creators waste absolutely zero time getting to the point. There's no long, drawn-out preamble, no complex setup. They instantly give us the primary character, a very relatable baby, and the music source that's going to drive the entire piece, a monkey playing a drum.
What they are doing here brilliantly illustrates the concept of creating a visual rhythm right out of the gate. Think about it. On one hand, you have a relatable visual cue, putting on a hat. On the other hand, you have the immediate auditory cue of the monkey hitting that drum. By pairing these two things in the very first line of the song, the rhyme instantly sets its foundational rhythm. The visual of the drum hits synchronizes perfectly with the beat of the song. It's essentially teaching the young viewer how to literally feel the tempo of the music they're listening to. Pretty smart, right? Which brings us to the main event, the phrase itself, Dudi Dudi Dam Dam. When you look at the source transcript, these 4 words make up the vast majority of the text. This isn't just a fun, quirky title. It acts as a continuous, looping heartbeat that keeps the energy of the track exceptionally high. Every single time the song introduces a new action or a new character, it immediately grounds the child right back into this safe, super familiar rhythmic structure. It's a clever trick to ensure a toddler's famously short attention span never even gets a chance to drop.
Okay, so who exactly is invited to this forest party? The lyrics specifically call out a really fun cast of characters in this vibrant jungle setting. We've got the baby wearing the hat, the monkey banging on the drum, an elephant swaying its trunk to that heavy beat, and a rabbit observing a balloon. And here's the kicker. Each participant brings a very specific, fun visual action to the scene. The creators deliberately chose animals with distinct physical traits, so the corresponding dance moves, like the heavy, slow sway of an elephant or the quick, jerky attention of a rabbit, are super obvious and incredibly easy for a toddler to mimic.
And that leads to an absolutely crucial point. These lyrics function as way more than just a story. They are actually direct instructions. The source text repeatedly commands the listeners to dance together, hop, shake, and run. It is a literal call to action. This rhyme is definitely not meant to be consumed passively while sitting on the couch. That repetitive beat is designed to promote innocent fun and physical activity. It's basically prompting toddlers to get up on their feet, hop to the duli duli, and really shake it to the dam dam.
But, as we all know, a song can't just operate at one single, frantic level of energy the whole time. Even the most hyper-enthusiastic toddler will eventually zone out. So what happens when the balloon flies up? Right in the middle of all this horizontal dancing and hopping around, the source material throws in a really clever narrative shift. A balloon appears and floats high up into the sky. This is a very deliberate break in the pattern, and it gives the child a brand new visual trajectory to follow.
And that visual shift triggers this beautiful moment in the lyrics. Rabbit says up, elephant sways. The floating balloon is used as a tool to guide the children's eyes upward. You have the quick, alert rabbit, he's the one who notices it going up. Meanwhile, the large elephant continues to firmly ground the scene by just swaying to that heavy beat. It is this wonderful contrast of lightness and heaviness. It keeps the visual and auditory experience totally dynamic without ever losing that core rhythm we talked about.
Now, as that balloon floats away, the song strategically starts building the energy right back up for the climax. The lyrics tell us the baby enthusiastically shouts, "Run, run!" Remember, the baby is essentially the anchor character for the toddler watching at home. By having the baby yell "run, run" right as the beat kicks back into high gear, it directly mirrors the physical reaction they expect from the audience. It's the song's way of encouraging the kids to keep moving, perfectly matching the escalating joy that's happening in the forest.
If we want to talk about the cultural and emotional core of this entire piece, it really boils down to one single word: musti. The source lyrics specifically mention "jungle mein musti chal rahe," meaning musti is happening in the jungle. And musti translates to the sense of pure, innocent fun, a little bit of mischief, and shared happiness. This isn't just a bunch of individual animals dancing in their own little silos. It heavily emphasizes a deeply shared environment of joy. The baby, the monkey, the elephant, the rabbit, they are all completely united in this feeling of musti.
And we see the ultimate outcome of all that musti very clearly in the lyric. Everyone is laughing, dancing, having fun in the jungle. This really showcases a cohesive celebration. That catchy music and those simple, direct instructions have successfully brought all these wildly different characters together into one harmonious group. It creates this warm, inviting world that a toddler actively wants to jump into. The repetition of the beat isn't just about learning words. It's literally the glue holding this joyful little community together.
You know, when analyzing this piece, we really have to look at the stark contrast between the lyrical repetition and the physical action. If you just read the transcript we used as our source straight through, it looks incredibly repetitive, literally just the same few lines over and over again. But when you contrast that highly cyclical script with the dynamic, varied physical movements it inspires, the swaying, the hopping, the shaking, the running, looking up at the sky, you start to realize the genius of the format. The simple words completely free up the child's cognitive load. They don't have to think about complex lyrics, which allows them to focus entirely on executing those complex physical actions.
Ultimately, the lyrics we've analyzed today basically serve as a playful script for animation. This isn't your traditional narrative story with a complex beginning, middle, and end. Not at all. Instead, it is a highly engineered, direct blueprint designed specifically for kids' musical animation. Every single word in there is chosen for a reason, either to provide a rhythmic anchor, cue a physical movement, or reinforce that overarching feeling of shared joy. It is perfectly optimized to entertain and engage toddlers through song.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. How will you use simple rhythms to create your own joy and musti today? Whether you're a parent, an educator, an animator, or honestly just someone fascinated by how we learn and play, there is just so much to take away from the immense power of a simple, shared beat. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today, and hey, keep finding the rhythm in your day.